Memories of the Infinite Yes is a collection of first-hand accounts made by participants of the Infinite Yes, or interviews with individuals who have been doing this work ongoing. I am so excited to walk back through the memoirs of the Infinite Yes here with all of you. Thank you for joining us. Today I have with me Jaya. Jaya's been a participant of the Infinite Yes for over 3 years. Would you like to share a little bit about when you first heard about Infinite Yes and why you decided to come and join us?
Yeah, I heard about Infinite Yes through other people that I knew in the community, and I was very intrigued. Everything I heard something about Sid, I'd be like, oh, she sounds interesting. And the moment that I walked through the door, I felt like I'd come home. I'm like, this is a place that I want to be. The other group that I was in didn't hit me like that. So I was very grateful and really excited just to feel like, yeah, I want to be here. I want to hang with Sid. And then things just developed from there. And I have done a lot of journeys with Sid since then. Have gone through lots and lots of changes, and it has really transformed my life in all the good ways.
Yeah, so would you like to share with our listeners a little bit about where your life was when you first started coming to Infinite Yes?
Yeah, so I was at a really hard place in my life. It was the end of a marriage of 15 years. I had some really hard things happen with a business that I had run with my ex-husband. And I would say generally I was pretty shut down, didn't trust people, didn't like people, didn't want to relate to people. So I was in a really dark, kind of very dark and very small place when I started to come to Journey.
Are there any strong memories that stand out about the journeys that were happening towards the beginning of your work here?
I think one memory that I had that really stands out for me was I was sitting with another woman, and she started going into some really, really deep stuff from her childhood, and I was like, I'm going to sit with you for 5 minutes. Until Sid arrived. Jesus. And the beautiful thing was that Sid actually didn't arrive, and I ended up sitting.
It's so beautiful.
Oh, God.
You take your time to cry a little bit about it.
And so I ended up sitting with her, going into my own stuff, and we supported each other through that. And that was so beautiful for me, because one of the things that is really beautiful about Journey is how we learn to look after each other. And I guess to not look outside ourselves, like, oh my God, I need Sid now. And just how those things happen in Journey, it's like you get what you need. I needed to sit with her, help her in her own process, and go through mine, and realize that we could look after each other. And I think that was really meaningful for me to realize that it doesn't take like 10, 15, 20 years to be close to someone. It can happen in an instant.
Would you like to share a little bit about going on retreat in Mexico? Because you loved it so much, I think you went 3 times.
I did, yeah. So, yeah. Going on retreat in Mexico was, what was it? It was kind of all of the things. Being in such a beautiful place, having much more time with people than you normally have, that was really special. Yeah, I just loved it there, and I had like a really amazing, like the most significant thing was I was sitting outside with someone who I'd just met 2 days before, and we instantly clicked, and so we were sitting out there just sharing all kinds of things about our lives and what had happened, and some things came up for me, some really deep things, and the magic is that suddenly everyone that I needed kind of showed up for me. And just had this beautiful, it was like a feeling of reconnection throughout my whole being. about, you know, who I was a person. It was about my sexuality. It was about my creativity. It was just so beautiful that everyone appeared, helped me through that. And there were like singing bowls, and there were people doing body work, and just everything that I needed in that moment. And that thing like passed through me, whatever it was that needed to pass through me. And then I was sitting on the grass just with that one person again, like having moved something really significant through my system. Like, I have worked with a number of other facilitators, and I've been in a lot of other like circles and groups and ceremonies, and I feel like that Infinite Yes is kind of like my home base. And I love when I come here, I really, really never know what's going to happen in the best possible way. There is lots of magic and lots of change, and it just feels like you come on the door and there's like an infinite potential of things that could happen. I love that because it's unpredictable and it's always magic. So I love that there's so much variety in my experience of being at Journey. In the sense of like, yeah, it's always what I needed, even if I sometimes don't like it or don't want it in the moment, it is always the right thing. And learning that has meant that I can just relax even if I think I'm not having a good time. I'm having the right time. and that the gifts will come from whatever is happening. Yeah.
I'm remembering also that you are one of the people who never missed one of the extended education groups that we were doing for some time back a little ways.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to speak about that and what you learned about the body mind?
Yeah, the things that I really loved about the trainings was to kind of do it outside of like the container of Journey, but in the bigger container, and how like to connect with people in a really deep way, to connect with the body and mind in a different way, but how it all feeds into the same place. It's all like about connection and, you know, with yourself and then with other people, and that really simple, beautiful way of connecting with someone through doing like yoga therapy, just like really simple movement, really simple touch, and how powerful that can be. And I use the things that Sid taught me in those courses a lot in my work, and I love how powerful those simple things can be. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be simple and really heartfelt, and that's the connection. That's the magic right there.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that with everyone. Any final words, Jaya, for everyone?
Final words. I would just say that I guess if people are thinking about whether this is for them, if you feel like it's for you, it's probably for you. It's not as scary as you think. It is incredibly transformative personally and with relationships with people, and that it's totally transformed my life and made my life so much more fun. It's like I have so much more fun now than I used to. I have way better friends. I navigate things so much easier than I used to. And it's brought like lots of ease and lots of joy to my life in lots of different dimensions. Yeah, so thank you, Sid, for all the magic and all the love.
Loving you was easy. Thanks for sharing, Jaya.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking. Oh my God, it made me cry.